own sound.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Speaking today to Bill 162, Insurance Amendment Act, Life Settlements 2017. And we're actually talking and debating about amending a Section 115 of the Insurance Act that would allow life insurance policyholders the option to sell their plan before they die and essentially collect the monies before they die and spend as they need or as they choose. In Canada, Saskatchewan, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and Quebec all allow this. In the United States, it's fairly common. In fact, it's called life settlement, and it is estimated that more than $7 million is paid to people there every day through these life settlements. The idea is that whoever buys it continues to pay the premiums and gets the payout at the end, while the original policyholder may benefit by getting some portion of the money while they are alive, instead of the full amount going to their beneficiaries when dead. And, Madam Speaker, I support that. It's about choice. I bought the policy. I want to be able to do it, and I believe, utilize that asset if it's my choosing. It appears to be choice often pursued by senior citizens who are struggling financially in retirement. Today, as we know in Ontario, we have a lot of senior citizens who fit this vulnerable profile because this Liberal government has made their life harder, sadly. This doesn't mean they're living in poverty, but they are in a very vulnerable economic situation in many cases and could be one bad Liberal policy away from poverty. Considering the recent trends in Ontario, namely the rising cost of living expenses, lack of affordable housing, hydro and drug hikes, and poor access to nursing care beds, this government has really made it unmanageable for seniors to keep up with the cost of those essentials. So this is one tool, this is one resource that they could actually go to make their life more comfortable while they're living, Madam Speaker, and I believe, again, that that's where we need to be looking at. None of us want to see senior citizens living in poverty, but again, the recent government policies made Ontario seniors more vulnerable. And so if it's not falling in family to help reduce their parents' financial stress, in fact, more than 3 million Ontarians are doing that today for their aging parents, and 70% of them say they themselves are struggling to financially support their elder parents' needs. Then what do you do? The member for Eglinton Lawrence says sell your life insurance policy, and I commend him for bringing this forward for debate. I can support this bill on the merit that it offers consumer choice, but I respectfully remind the member, his Premier and government, that to truly help seniors with their income, they should instead make the drug system better and cheaper by reducing red tape, make life overall more affordable through tax cuts, lower hydro bills, as well as increasing access to seniors' housing and nursing beds. Affordability is the most common theme I hear when I'm speaking with senior citizens, stakeholders, including the Retired Teachers of Ontario, the Ontario Association of Not-for-Profit Homes and Services for Seniors, and Ontario Community Support Association, and the United Senior Citizens of Ontario. If the Liberals are likely considering Bill 162 because they've raised the cost of living dramatically and expect seniors to sell their life insurance to pay for their hydro bill, then that's a scary thought. Yeah. I know that the stakeholders I mentioned would not want to see that happen, and neither would they want to see seniors exposed to a potentially predatory market that may result from this proposed amendment. There are a number of red flags when it comes to opening the door for unscrupulous opportunists to take advantage of vulnerable seniors. And I did raise these concerns with Mr. Leonard Goodman, who is in the audience today, of the Life Insurance Settlement Association of Canada. It is clear this government has made life for our most vulnerable seniors unmanageable, completely neglecting to ensure they had an opportunity to enjoy a dignified, safe and quality of life at retirement. Let's not forget that 30,000 are stuck on the province's long-term care wait list, a wait list that is expected to double to 50,000 seniors in 5 years, as this Liberal government refuses to commit to increasing capacity and adding new nursing beds. Madam Speaker, as I summarize, I believe seniors deserve better than they're getting from this current government, and this is a tool that for many will actually open the door to allow them to live comfortably and in the manner that they choose. It is something that certainly I believe gives choice. I believe there have to be safeguards, and that's why if we get it to committee, we can have those types of concerns raised. We did have a group who brought in the CLHIA has brought in some concerns, and again, that should all be discussed at committee so that we know that. But I believe with proper safeguards, such as the 10-day cooling, the rule that you can't flip and flip and flip a policy. There's a one-time consideration when I had that meeting with Mr. Goodman. And again, that it comes back to choice. This is an asset, and many people's lives change. They bought a life insurance for one need. Perhaps that has changed, and they have that sitting there as an asset. And if they choose, I think the key point here is if they choose and there's safeguards so they know exactly what they're doing, then I believe it comes back to the fundamental right of them to be able to make that decision, and that there are good safeguards. It's good if there's good regulation in place to make sure that that is there and it's clear. Then I believe at the end of the day we need to allow people to make the decisions that are going to be about their life on their behalf, and I stand behind that principle that we shouldn't be interfering in. This is old, archaic legislation that we can change and make lives better, particularly for the people, the seniors of our province, and those that wish to do so. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you.